Heads of State is a 2025 American buddy action comedy film directed by Ilya Naishuller. It stars Idris Elba and John Cena as the UK Prime Minister and US President, respectively, who are forced to work together when they become the targets of a foreign adversary. Two Priyanka Chopra, Jack Quaid, Paddy Considine, Stephen Root, and Carla Gugino also star. Heads of State was released worldwide by Amazon MGM Studios via Prime Video on July 2, 2025. It received generally positive reviews. Plot: a joint team of MI6 agents and CIA officers, led by Senior Agent Noel Bissett, are in Bunal, Spain, during the La Tomatina festival, chasing Russian arms dealer Viktor Gradov. Gradov outsmarts them, and his men kill Bissett's team and acquire a link to Echelon, the global surveillance program used by the Anglosphere Intelligence Alliance Five Eyes. Meanwhile, Sam Clarke, the UK Prime Minister, receives a state visit from the newly elected United States President Will Derringer, a former action movie star. The two do not get along, and a public argument breaks out in front of the press, after which their respective aides Quincy and Bradshaw convince them to fly to the upcoming NATO summit in Trieste together aboard Air Force One to present a united front to the world. During the flight, Air Force One is shot down by Gradov's terrorists. Clarke and Derringer escape using parachutes but are stranded in Belarus and presumed dead by the rest of the world. Realizing that someone in their inner circles has betrayed them to Gradov, the two hitch a ride to Poland with a friendly Belarusian lady and seek shelter with CIA officer Marty Comer in Warsaw. Gradov's men, led by assassins Sasha and Olga, attack the hideout, and Comer is shot in the head. Clarke and Derringer escape with the help of Bissett, who survived Gradov's attack in Spain. Bissett tells Clarke and Derringer that the NATO summit has been derailed due to Gradov's hacker Hammond breaking into the Echelon and leaking national security files to the public. Derringer also learns that Clarke and Bissett were in a relationship prior to Clarke running for office. The three embark for the summit in Italy by train, where they are attacked by another of Gradov's assassins. Hammond, tired of being forced to work for Gradov, kills the assassin but is mortally wounded. He instructs the trio to go to his former office in Zadar, Croatia, to find out who betrayed them. They locate old chat logs that implicate Derringer's aide Bradshaw. They are again attacked by Gradov's assassins, and Clarke is seemingly killed in an explosion. Derringer and Bissett arrive in Trieste for the summit, where they learn that the real traitor is Vice President Elizabeth Kirk, who implicated Bradshaw as a false trail. The assassins working for her and Gradov chase Derringer and Bissett through Trieste. The two are saved by Clarke, who survived the explosion. Olga is killed when her grenade launcher goes off by accident during the chase, and the trio arrives at the summit in time to prevent the dissolution of NATO at the hands of Kirk. Derringer confronts her, but she is shot and killed by Gradov, whose assassins assault the summit. Bissett fights and kills Sasha, while Clarke and Derringer pursue Gradov, killing him when the latter throws a statue at his helicopter, causing it to crash. 2 months later, the relationships within NATO have been repaired, and Clarke and Derringer have become close friends. In a post-credits scene, Comer is revealed to have survived the attack in Warsaw due to a metal plate in his head and is approached by Bissett while attempting to pick up women at a bar. Cast: Idris Elba as Sam Clarke, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom and a veteran of the British Army. John Cena as Will Derringer, the President of the United States famous for his previous career as an action movie star. Priyanka Chopra as Noel Bissett, a senior MI6 agent. Jack Quaid as Marty Comer, a CIA officer and station agent in Warsaw. Paddy Considine as Viktor Gradov, a Russian arms dealer. Stephen Root as Arthur Hammond, a hacker for Gradov. Carla Gugino as Elizabeth Kirk, the Vice President of the United States. Sarah Niles as Simone Bradshaw, White House Chief of Staff. Richard Coyle as Quincy Harrington, Downing Street Chief of Staff. Claire Foster as Kat Derringer, the First Lady of the United States. Katrina Durden as Olga the Killer, an assassin working for Gardov. Alexander Kuznetsov as Sasha the Killer, an assassin working for Gardov. Charlton Copley as Thomas Cooper, a CIA officer and Bissett's counterpart. Adrian Lukis as Jack Gordon, a reporter. Ingeborga Dapkonowite as Belarusian farmer. Andrei Dementiev as Belarusian Gonic. Stephen Cree as Agent Krasin, President Derringer's lead Secret Service agent. Claudia Dumit in an unnamed cameo. Dan Abrams as himself, a host of Dan Abrams Live. Production. It was announced in October 2020 that Amazon Studios had picked up the project, which would star Idris Elba and John Cena, the pair having previously co-starred together in The Suicide Squad, 2021. 2 years later in October 2022, Ilya Naishuller was hired to direct the film. 4 in April 2023, Priyanka Chopra joined the cast. 5 Paddy Considine, Stephen Root, Carla Gugino, Jack Quaid, Sarah Niles and Richard Coyle would be added to the cast the following month. 6. Filming began in London in May 2023. 7-8 Filming continued in Liverpool St George's Hall in June 2023. 9 Later in July and August, location shooting moved to Trieste for some chase scenes. 10 In May 2024, additional scenes were shot in Belgrade, Serbia. 11/12. Release. Heads of State was released on Prime Video on July 2, 2025. 13. Reception. On the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, 68% of 111 critics' reviews are positive. The website's consensus reads, Heads of State's light-hearted handling of geopolitics may be too cute by half, but the comedic alliance between Idris Elba and John Cena remains strong in this slick action flick. 14. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the film a score of 57 out of 100, based on 19 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. 15. Matt Zoller Sites of RogerEbert.com gave the film 2.5 out of 4 stars and wrote, all in all, it's stupid fun, done with enough panache that its thin story and sometimes too glib attitude doesn't hurt it too much. Idris Akona Elba OBE/Idris/IH born September 6, 1972, is an English actor. He has received the Golden Globe Award as well as nominations for 3 BAFTA Awards and 6 Emmy Awards. He was named in the Time 100 list of the most influential people in the world in 2016. 3 His films have grossed over $9.8 billion at the global box office, making him one of the top 20 highest-grossing actors. Elba studied acting at the National Youth Music Theatre in London. He rose to prominence playing Stringer Bell in the HBO series The Wire, 2002 to 2004, and DCI John Luther in the BBC One series Luther, 2010 to 2019, the latter of which earned him the Golden Globe Award for Best Actor, miniseries or television film as well as 4 nominations for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Limited Series or Movie. He was also Emmy nominated for his guest role in Showtime comedy drama series The Big C, 2011, and for his leading role in Apple TV Plus thriller series Hijack, 2024. 456 He is also known for his recurring guest role as Charles Minor in the NBC sitcom The Office, 2009. On film, he portrayed a ruthless and charismatic warlord in the Netflix drama Beasts of No Nation, 2015, for which he received the Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Actor in a Supporting Role as well as nominations for a British Academy Film Award and Golden Globe Award. He portrayed Nelson Mandela in Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom, 2013, for which he was nominated for the Golden Globe Award for Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Drama. He has also acted in films such as American Gangster, 2007, Obsessed, 2009, Prometheus, 2012, Pacific Rim, 2013, Star Trek Beyond, 2016, Molly's Game, 2017, The Dark Tower, 2017, Hobbs and Shaw, 2019, and The Harder They Fall, 2021. He joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, portraying Heimdall in 6 films beginning with Thor, 2011, as well as the DC Extended Universe playing Bloodsport in The Suicide Squad, 2021. He has voiced roles in Zootopia, The Jungle Book, and Finding Dory in 2016. He has voiced Knuckles the Echidna in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, 2022, Knuckles, 2024, and Sonic the Hedgehog 3, 2024. He made his directorial debut with Yardie, 2018. 7. Apart from acting, Elba performs as a DJ under the moniker DJ Big Dryas or Idris and as an R&B singer. 8. 9. Elba is a co-owner of the Formula E team, Kiro Raceco. 10. Early life and education. Idris Elba was born on 6 September 1972 in the London borough of Hackney. 12 to Winston Elba, a Sierra Leonean man who worked at the Ford Dagenham plant, and Eve, a Ghanaian woman. 13. 11 His parents were married in Sierra Leone and later moved to London. 14. Elba was raised in Hackney and East Ham. 15 and shortened his first name to Idris while at school in Canning Town, where he first became involved in acting. Elba credits the stage with giving him his first big break. After seeing an advertisement for a play, he auditioned and subsequently met his first agent while performing in the role. 16 In 1986, he began helping an uncle with his wedding DJ business. Within a year, he had started his own DJ company with some of his friends. 11. Elba briefly attended Barking and Dagenham College. 17 Leaving school in 1988 and winning a place in the National Youth Music Theatre after a £1,500 Prince's Trust grant. 18 To support himself between roles in his early career, he worked in odd jobs including tire fitting, cold calling and night shifts at Ford Dagenham. 19 He worked in nightclubs under the DJ nickname Big Dryas during his adolescence, but began auditioning for television roles in his early 20s. 11. Career. 1994 to 2004, early roles and The Wire. Elba's first acting role was in Crime Watch Murder Reconstructions, and in 1994, he appeared in a BBC children's drama called The Boot Street Band. In 1995, he landed his first significant role on a series called Bramwell, a medical drama set in 1890s England. In an episode of Series 1, he played a central character, an African petty thief named Charlie Carter, who lost his wife to childbirth and had to figure out how to support his newborn daughter. His first named role arrived earlier in 1995 when he was cast as a gigolo on the sex episode of Absolutely Fabulous. Many supporting roles on British television followed, including series such as The Bill and the Ruth Rendell Mysteries. He joined the cast of the soap opera Family Affairs 11 and went on to appear on the television serial Ultraviolet and later on Dangerfield. 20 He decided to move to New York City soon afterward. 11 He returned to England occasionally for a television role, such as a part in one of the Inspector Linley mysteries. In 2001, Elba played Achilles in a stage production of Troilus and Cressida in New York City. 11 In 1997, he starred in the first 2 episodes of the second series Blood, Sweat, and Tears in Silent Witness. After a supporting turn on a 2001 episode of Law and Order, Elba landed a starring role on the HBO drama series The Wire. From 2002 to 2004, Elba portrayed Stringer Bell in the series, perhaps his best-known role in the United States. Citation needed. Elba is also known for playing the character Aaron Smith in the 2003 Jamaican film, One Love. 21. 2005 to 2019, Luther and Stardom. Elba, back row, center, with the cast of Rock'n'Rolla at the 2008 Toronto International Film Festival. In 2005, he portrayed Captain Augustin Muganza in Sometimes in April, an HBO film about the Rwandan genocide. Elba appeared on the 2007 Bet special Black Man, The Truth. 22 He appeared as Charlie Gozzo on the #1 Ladies Detective Agency, filmed in Botswana. 23 The series premiered on March 23, 2008, Easter Sunday, on BBC One, receiving a high 6.3 million viewers and 27% of the audience share. 24 In January 2009, Variety reported that Elba would portray Charles Minor, a new rival to Dunder Mifflin regional manager Michael Scott, Steve Carell, for NBC's The Office. 23 Elba appeared in a 6-episode story arc later in the 2009 season, as well as the season finale. 23 In September 2009, he signed a deal to star as the lead role on the 6-part BBC television series Luther, which aired in May 2010. 5 He appeared on Showtime's The Big C in 2010. 25 At the 69th Golden Globe Awards telecast on January 15, 2012, Elba won Best Actor in a Miniseries or Television Film for his role on the BBC crime thriller series Luther. 5. In 2007, Elba signed on to play the lead role of the film Daddy's Little Girls, playing Monty, a blue-collar mechanic who falls in love with an attorney helping him gain custody of his kids, and finds the relationship and his custody hopes threatened by the return of his former wife. He appeared in 28 Weeks Later, 2007, and This Christmas, 2007, which brought in nearly $50 million, $70.8 million in 2023, at the box office in 2007. 26-27 In 2008, he starred in the horror film Prom Night and the Guy Ritchie London gangster film Rock'n'Rolla. 26 In 2009, he starred in the horror film The Unborn and in Obsessed, a thriller that had him cast opposite Beyoncé. 28 The latter was a box office success, taking $29 million in its opening weekend. 29 Elba's next film was Legacy, 2010, 30 in which he portrayed a black ops soldier who returns to Brooklyn after a failed mission in Eastern Europe, where he has undertaken a journey looking for retribution. 30 He starred in Dark Castle's adaptation of DC/Vertigo's The Losers, under the direction of Sylvain White, in the role of Roque, the second in command of a black ops team out for revenge against a government that did them wrong. 31 Filming took place in Puerto Rico, and the movie was released in April 2010. 32 Elba appeared in the thriller Takers, 2010. He played Heimdall in Kenneth Branagh's film Thor, 2011, based on the Marvel Comics superhero of the same name. 33. Elba at the premiere of Molly's Game, 2017 Toronto International Film Festival. In August 2010, Elba signed up to portray the title character in a reboot of James Patterson's Alex Cross film franchise. 25 However, in February 2011, he was replaced by Tyler Perry. 34 In Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance, 2011, the sequel to Ghost Rider, 2007, Elba played an alcoholic warrior monk tasked with finding the title character. 35 In February 2012, Elba confirmed that he would portray Nelson Mandela in the film Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom, which is based on his autobiography. 36 As part of his preparation for the role, Elba spent a night locked in a cell alone on Robben Island, where Mandela had been imprisoned. 37 His performance earned him a nomination for the Golden Globe Award for Best Actor, Motion Picture Drama. In June 2012, Elba portrayed the role of Captain Janek in Ridley Scott's Prometheus. 38 He joined the cast of the film Pacific Rim, 2013, in the role of Stacker Pentecost. 39 He reprised his role as Heimdall in Thor, The Dark World in 2013. In January 2014, he confirmed that he would be starring in a film adaptation of Luther. 40 In 2014, he starred in No Good Deed as a vengeful psychopathic serial killer. In 2015, Elba appeared as Heimdall in the superhero blockbuster Avengers: Age of Ultron, directed by Joss Whedon. Elba also starred alongside Abraham Atta in the film Beasts of No Nation, which premiered in select theaters and on Netflix. He earned a Golden Globe Award nomination for Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role in Any Motion Picture, as well as a BAFTA Award nomination for Supporting Actor in the Film category. In 2016, he had several voice roles: the Cape Buffalo Chief of Police, Chief Bogo, in Disney's Zootopia, alongside Jennifer Goodwin and Jason Bateman, villainous Tiger Shere Khan in The Jungle Book, 2016, a live-action adaptation of the animated 1967 film of the same name, directed by Jon Favreau, and Sea Lion Fluke in Pixar's Finding Dory, alongside Ellen DeGeneres and Albert Brooks in Finding Nemo, 2003. Also that year, he played the main antagonist, Krall, in the sequel Star Trek Beyond. Elba in 2018. In 2017, he played Roland Deskhine in the Stephen King film adaptation The Dark Tower. 41 starred in The Mountain Between Us and Aaron Sorkin's directorial debut Molly's Game, alongside Jessica Chastain. In April 2018, it was announced that Elba was cast as Charlie in the Netflix comedy series, Turn Up Charlie. 42 It premiered on March 15, 2019 and was cancelled after one season. 43 He also created and starred in the semi-autobiographical comedy In the Long Run. 44 In 2019, Elba starred as the villain in Fast and Furious Presents, Hobbs and Shaw, a spin-off of Fast and Furious franchise, and played McAvity in Tom Hooper's film adaptation of Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical, Cats. 45. 2020, present. In 2021, Elba portrayed mercenary Robert Milton Dubois / Bloodsport in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. 46 In 2022, Elba was the voice of Knuckles the Echidna in the film Sonic the Hedgehog 2, a sequel to the film Sonic the Hedgehog which is itself based on the franchise of the same name. He reprised the role in a self-titled solo series for Paramount Plus and returned for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, both in 2024. 47 Elba provided voice acting and his likeness to the character Solomon Reed in Phantom Liberty, a 2023 downloadable expansion for CD Projekt Red's 2020 video game Cyberpunk 2077. 48 In 2025, he played both the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom in Heads of State, and the President of the United States in A House of Dynamite. 4950. On November 22, 2024, Deadline announced he was cast as Duncan, Man-at-Arms in Amazon Prime's movie Masters of the Universe. 51. Production Company. Elba signed a deal with Apple to produce original content through his Green Door Pictures production company. 52 In February 2021, it was reported that the companies of Elba and his wife, Sabrina Daur, would be developing an Afrofuturist adult animated sci-fi series, tentatively titled Dantai, for Crunchyroll, which would be about a time when biotech has created an ever-widening gap between the haves and have-nots. 53 54 55. In an April 2021 interview with Den of Geek, he said the series is mainly the brainchild of his wife, whom he described as a super geek when it comes to anime. 56 In June 2024, Elba launched a new production company called 22 Summers with former Pulse and BBC exec Diane Pet-Oral. 57 In August 2024, Elba received approval from the Tanzanian government to establish a film studio in Zanzibar. 58-59 In September 2024, Elba joined Things Fall Apart as an actor and executive producer. 60. In January 2025, Idris Elba premiered a documentary into the rampant knife and gang-related crimes in the United Kingdom. 61. Other ventures. Music. Elba at the American Music Awards in 2007. Elba has appeared in music videos for Fat Joe, 2002, 62 Angie Stone, 2004, 63 and rapper gigs, 2010. 64 In 2006, he recorded the 4-song EP Big Man for Hevler Records. He co-produced and performed on the intro to Jay-Z's album American Gangster, 2007. He DJ'd at the 2007 NBA All-Star parties at the Venetian and Ice House Lounge in Las Vegas. 65. In July 2009, Elba was the DJ for BET's current series Rising Icons. 66. He announced the release of his first single Please Be True. 67. In the August 2009 issue of Essence, he announced the title of his 6-song EP as Kings Among Kings. 68. He released his EP High Class Problems Volume 1 in the United Kingdom in February 2010, for which he has won many prizes, including a Billboard Music Awards nomination. 69. In 2011, he performed on the intro to Pharaoh Monca's album WAR. In the following year, he co-directed and performed in the Mumford & Sons music video for Lover of the Light. 70. In 2014, he produced K. Michelle's The Rebellious Soul musical, which debuted on VH1 on August 19, 2014. 71. In May, Elba featured on Mr. Hudson's single Step Into the Shadows. Mr. Hudson also produced his album Idris Elba Presents Me Mandela, released in November 2014. 72-73. He also featured on the remix of the Ghanaian music group VVIP single Selfie together with Nigerian rapper Phyno, released on September 12, 2014, and the video was released on YouTube on April 11, 2015. Elba performed a rap for the second album by Noel Fielding and Sergio Pizzorno's band, The Loose Tapestries. 74. Elba also rapped in a remix of Skepta's Shutdown, which was uploaded on June 1, 2015 to SoundCloud. 75. On August 17, a song was released on which Elba appeared on Nigerian singer D'Banjay's single Confidential, featuring Sierra Leonean rapper Shadow Boxer, with the video uploaded to YouTube on August 20. In November 2015, Elba opened for Madonna during her Rebel Heart tour in Berlin, Germany. Elba is also featured on the Macklemore and Ryan Lewis album This Unruly Mess I've Made, 2016. He had the idea to develop the music from his album Idris Elba Presents Me Mandela into a show, which eventually resulted in a play called Tree that premiered at the Manchester International Festival in 2019. 76. However, authorship of the piece was disputed. On July 2, 2019, The Guardian published a story describing how writers Tori Allen Martin and Sarah Henley said they had been removed from the production under what they described as questionable circumstances. 77. The two writers had worked on the project for 4 years, following an approach from Elba asking them to develop his idea for a musical based on the album, on which Allen Martin had also collaborated. Kwame Kwei-Armah joined the project in May 2018, and rewrote part of their material. At the time of its premiere, Tree was billed as created by Idris Elba and Kwame Kwei-Armah. 78-76. Allen Martin and Henley described their creative input as having included research and script writing, as well as coming up with the play's title, and that after being removed, they were threatened with legal action if they went public with the story. 79. Elba and Kwei-Armah both published rebuttals of what happened on Twitter. 80. Elba has collaborated with Taylor Swift, acting opposite her in Cats, 2019, and appearing in her song London Boy from her album Lover. In July 2018, he launched his record label, Seven Wallace Music. 81. Elba performed at Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival in April 2019. 82. In 2019, he featured on the track Boasty by British grime artist Wiley. 83. Elba also appears in the Boasty music video, delivering his verse in a mansion that includes a film set. 84. In 2019, Elba appears on Taylor Swift's song London Boy from her 7th studio album Lover. The intro of the song samples a snippet from an interview by Elba. 85. In April 2020, Elba collaborated with producer Jay Robinson on the track Know Yourself, released on Mouth 5 Trap. 86. In 2020, after hearing Canadian R&B singer Emmanuel's debut single Need You, Elba reached out with an idea for a music video compiled from clips of people sharing the things that were helping them cope with the COVID-19 pandemic. 87 Elba was credited as the creative director of the video and is being credited as an executive producer of Emmanuel's forthcoming full-length debut album. 87 On February 13, 2021, Elba performed a guest DJ mix for Mix Up on Australian national youth broadcaster Triple J. 88 On September 22, 2021, Elba announced he would be releasing a collaborative EP with Australian pop-rock duo Lime Cordial titled Cordy Elba 89, which was released on January 14, 2022. 90 Elba also collaborated with Paul McCartney on a remix of his song Long-Tailed Winter Bird. 91. On January 8, 2024, Elba released the song Knives Down 92 featuring UK rapper DB Mez as a part of his campaign against knife crime in the UK. 93 With the release of the Phantom Liberty downloadable expansion for CD Projekt Red's 2020 video game Cyberpunk 2077, 2 of 3 new radio stations introduced feature Elba. These are listed as 107.5 Dark Star Radio and 99.9 Impulse Radio. 107.5 Dark Star introduces 2 new tracks by Elba, Chokehold, Roller Coaster, and 99.9 Impulse features an hour-long DJ set by Elba and Private Press. 94 On January 24, 2024, Movement Electronic Music Festival in Detroit announced that Elba would be performing a back-to-back DJ set with veteran EDM DJ and producer Kevin Saunderson in 2024. 95. In 2024, Idris began his own label Sound International, inspired by his uncle's legendary 1980s London sound system, which had an open-minded approach to music. The label aims to showcase diverse house music talent from around the world, with a goal to sign records from every country, highlighting the global unity and freedom within the house music genre. 96. Kickboxing. Discovery Channel produced a documentary, Idris Elba, Fighter, chronicling Elba's 12-month kickboxing and mixed martial arts training. 97 Under Muay Thai coach Kieran Kettle. 98 Culminating in Elba's first professional kickboxing fight and win against Lionel Graves, a younger, more experienced Dutch opponent, at London's York Hall. 99 100. Kickboxing record. Date, result, opponent, event, location, method, round, time, record. August 28, 2016 Win Netherlands Lionel Graves Road to Glory UK London, United Kingdom TKO 1N/A120. Motorsport. On February 11, 2025, it was announced that Elba invested in Kiro Raceco, a team competing in the FIA Formula E World Championship. 101. Personal life. Marriages and family. Elba was married to Danish stylist Han Kim Norgård from 1999 until their divorce in 2003. He was then married to American real estate lawyer Sonia Nicole Hamlin for 4 months in 2006. He has a daughter with Norgård 102 and a son with English makeup artist Nayana Garth. 103 He began a relationship with Canadian model and businesswoman Sabrina Dower in early 2017. 104 They became engaged on February 10, 2018, during a screening of his film Yardi at an East London cinema. 105 And were married on April 26, 2019 in Marrakesh. 106. Activism. Elba and British Cabinet Minister Justine Greening at a meeting with diaspora representatives at the Defeating Ebola in Sierra Leone conference in London, October 2014. In October 2014, Elba presented the series Journey. Africa with Idris Elba on BBC Radio 2, exploring all types of African music. 107 Elba was featured in various television commercials for Sky box sets in 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016 and 2019. 108 He has collaborated with the UK Parliament in their efforts to eradicate Ebola from West Africa, working alongside the UK Secretary of State for International Development Justine Greening in 2014. Elba has created a collaboration with British fashion label Superdry, which launched at the end of November 2015. 109. In January 2016, Elba addressed the UK Parliament regarding the concern of the lack of diversity on screen. He said, "Change is coming, but it's taking its sweet time." He spoke about the lack of diversity regarding race, gender, and sexuality. 110. The Prince's Trust, a UK youth charity founded by Prince Charles in 1976, which Elba credits with helping begin his career, appointed him as their anti-crime ambassador in April 2009. 111. He served on the Board of Governors of the British Film Institute between 2018 and 2022. 112. He voiced support for a vote to remain in the European Union for the 2016 United Kingdom European Union membership referendum. 113. 114. He is a campaigner against knife crime. 115. Elba with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer in 2024. Elba with King Charles III in 2025. Elba attended the UK government's inaugural Knife Crime Summit in 2024, alongside Prime Minister Keir Starmer and Home Secretary Yvette Cooper. Elba emphasised the importance of action over mere discussion, advocating for a wide range of perspectives, including those of parents, youth workers, and law enforcement to address the issue. The summit aimed to unite various community groups, tech companies, sports organizations, and public services in an effort to have knife crime over the next decade. Elba's Elba Hope Foundation was part of this coalition, which was also focusing on restricting online knife sales and tightening regulations on dangerous weapons. 116. In 2025, he suggested banning ninja swords and removing the points from kitchen knives as possible solutions. 117. Interests. Elba has said that he is spiritual but not religious. 118. 119. He is a lifelong supporter of his local football team Arsenal FC. 120. In January 2025, he revealed that he had stopped eating meat around 6 months prior. 121. In 2015, as part of his Discovery Channel miniseries Idris Elba, No Limits, Elba broke the land speed record for the Pendine Sands flying mile course. 122. He hosted the Best FIFA Football Awards at the London Palladium on October 23, 2017, during which he took a selfie of the best team in the world, which included Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Neymar. 123. Elba has discussed his experience with dyslexia, making it difficult to read scripts, which led him to help develop a tool that allows for audio script reading. 124. Acting credits and accolades. Main articles, Idris Elba filmography and list of awards and nominations received by Idris Elba. Elba was named Essence's annual Sexiest Man of the Year in 2013, 125, and People's Sexiest Man Alive in 2018. 126. In October 2014, he was presented with the MOBO Inspiration Award. 127. As of May 2019, his films have grossed over $9.8 billion at the global box office, including over $3.6 billion in North America. 128. Where he is one of the top 20 highest-grossing actors. 129. Elba was appointed an Officer of the Order of the British Empire, OBE, in the 2016 New Year Honours for services to drama. 130. 131. In 2017, he won the male title for the Rear of the Year award in Britain. 132. In September 2018, he was one of 50 people named for making London awesome and helping to shape London's cultural landscape, as part of Time Out's 50th anniversary. 133. In the 2020 and 2021 editions of the Power List, he was listed in the top 100 most influential people in the UK of African/Afro-Caribbean descent. John Felix Anthony Cena, /Sin/CN, born April 23, 1977, is an American actor and professional wrestler. Signed to WWE since 2001, he is a record 17-time world champion, holding the most recognized world title reigns in the promotion's history 8 and is widely regarded as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. 9, 10, 11, 12 Cena has also starred in numerous films and TV shows, including The Marine, 2006, Bumblebee, 2018, and F9, 2021, as well as currently starring in the TV series Peacemaker, 2022, present, as the eponymous lead. Originally pursuing a bodybuilding career, Cena began wrestling in 1999 and signed with WWE in 2001 to its developmental territory Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW. After debuting on the main roster on SmackDown. In 2002, he rose to prominence as a brash, villainous rapper 13 before becoming the company's top heroic figure from the mid-2000s to the mid-2010s. 14-15 From 2018 he began working a reduced schedule. His run as a face from 2003 to 2025 was the longest continuous portrayal of a heroic character in WWE history. 16 Cena has headlined multiple major WWE pay-per-views, including its flagship event, WrestleMania, 6 times, 22, 23, 27, 28, 29, and 41, Night 2. He has held numerous championships and accomplishments, including 14 WWE Championships and 3 World Heavyweight Championships. He is also a 2-time Royal Rumble and 1-time Money in the Bank winner. His full-time career received mixed critical and audience reception, with praise for his character work and promotional skills but criticism for his perceived over-representation and on-screen dominance relative to other wrestlers. In contrast, his later career has been more positively received. 14. Outside of his wrestling career, Cena has acted in both comedies and action films, receiving praise for his roles in Trainwreck, Blockers, and The Suicide Squad. In 2005 he released a rap album, You Can't See Me, which peaked at number 15 on the Billboard 200. Known for his charity work, Cena has granted more than 650 wishes for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the most in the organization's history. 17. Early life. John Felix Anthony Cena was born in West Newbury, Massachusetts, on April 23, 1977 16 to Carol, née Lupien, and former Chaotic Wrestling ring announcer John Joseph Cena. He has one older brother named Dan and 3 younger brothers named Matt, Steve, and Sean. 18 His maternal grandfather was baseball player Tony Lupien and his maternal great-grandfather was businessman Ulysses J. Lupien. He is also a cousin of computer scientist Natalie Enright Jerger. 19 When Cena was born, his umbilical cord was wrapped 3 times around his neck. A childhood fan of wrestling, he would create championship belts out of cardboard for himself and his brothers. 18. Cena was educated at Central Catholic High School in Lawrence, Massachusetts, before transferring to the private prep boarding school Cushing Academy in Ashburnham, Massachusetts. He then attended Springfield College in Springfield, Massachusetts, where he was an NCAA Division III All-American center and football team captain. 2018-21 After graduating in 1999 with a degree in exercise physiology and kinesiology, he pursued a bodybuilding career and worked as a limousine driver. 22-23 He also worked in the store area of Gold's Gym for $6 an hour. 24. Professional wrestling career. Ultimate Pro Wrestling, 1999 to 2001. Part of a series on professional wrestling history. Notable promotions. Notable men. Notable women. Notable tag teams and stables. By region. Styles. Concepts. Culture. Media outlets. Controversies. Lists. Related topics. Vid. Cena facing Crash Holly at an Ultimate Pro Wrestling show in 2000. In 1998, Cena moved to California to train for professional wrestling at Ultimate Pro Wrestling's UPW Ultimate University, operated by Rick Baseman. 6. He adopted a semi-robotic persona called the Prototype 25, wrestling at local events and holding the UPW Heavyweight Championship in 2000. His early career was partially featured in the Discovery Channel documentary Inside Pro Wrestling School. 26. Cena remained with UPW until March 2001. 627. World Wrestling Federation / World Wrestling Entertainment / WWE. Ohio Valley Wrestling, 2000 to 2002. On October 10, 2000, Cena made his unofficial WWF in a dark match on SmackDown. As the Prototype. 28. He signed a developmental contract in 2001 and was assigned to WWF's developmental territory Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW, 6, where he held OVW Heavyweight Championship and the OVW Southern Tag Team Championship with Rico Constantino. 21-25. While competing in OVW, Cena also wrestled in WWF dark matches and house shows before being called up to the main roster in June 2002. 29. He continued to appear in OVW until September and made a final appearance there in November under the name Mr. P. 3. Cena's time in OVW aligned him with Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton and Dave Bautista, collectively referred to as the OVW4. The Doctor of Thugonomics, 2002 to 2003. Cena made his official WWE TV debut on June 27, 2002, answering Kurt Angle's open challenge on SmackDown, and declaring he possessed ruthless aggression. 1. He soon feuded with Chris Jericho, defeating him at Vengeance in July. After a heel turn, he began feuding with Billy Kidman and adopted a rapper persona inspired by a backstage freestyle overheard by Stephanie McMahon and Paul Heyman. 30. Debuting the Doctor of Thugonomics character, Cena began performing freestyle raps in promos and wore jerseys and hats as part of his gimmick 13-6 along with the slogan Word Life. 31. He was briefly paired with Enforcer B2, Bull Buchanan, and then Red Dog until he was sent to the Raw brand in February. 6. At the 2003 Royal Rumble, Cena made his first appearance in the match but was eliminated by The Undertaker. 32. He then entered a number 1 contender tournament for the WWE Championship, defeating Eddie Guerrero, The Undertaker, and Chris Benoit before losing to champion Brock Lesnar at Backlash. Cena continued high-profile feuds with The Undertaker and Kurt Angle, eventually turning face after joining Angle's team at Survivor Series in November. 33, 34, 35. Rise to superstardom, 2004 to 2005. Cena with his customized United States Championship belt in January 2005. At the 2004 Royal Rumble, Cena was eliminated by Big Show and failed to earn a WWE Championship match at No Way Out. 36-37. At WrestleMania XX on March 14, Cena defeated Big Show to win the United States Championship, his first singles title in WWE. He retained the title at Judgment Day and the Great American Bash before being stripped of it on the July 8 of SmackDown, after accidentally knocking over General Manager Kurt Angle. 38-39-40. Cena regained the title by defeating Booker T in a best-of-5 series that concluded at No Mercy on October 3, but lost it days later to Carlito Caribbean Cool on SmackDown. 41-42-43. Their storyline escalated when Cena was, kayfabe, stabbed in a nightclub by Carlito's bodyguard Jesus, an angle used to explain his absence while filming The Marine. 6. Cena returned at Survivor Series on November 14 and regained the title on the November 18 episode of SmackDown, then defeated Jesus in a street fight at Armageddon on December 12. 44-45-46. At the 2005 Royal Rumble, Cena and Batista were the final 2 participants and were eliminated simultaneously by one another. After a restart, Batista won. Cena earned a WWE Championship match at WrestleMania 21 by defeating Kurt Angle at No Way Out, beginning a feud with champion John Bradshaw Layfield, JBL. Although he lost his United States Championship to Orlando Jordan in March, Cena defeated JBL at WrestleMania to win his first WWE Championship. 47 He introduced a customized spinner belt and defeated JBL again in an I Quit match at Judgment Day. 48. Cena was drafted to Raw on June 6, 2005, becoming the first pick in that year's draft lottery. 49 He began a feud with general manager Eric Bischoff, who opposed Cena's refusal to participate in fighting the ECW roster at One Night Stand. 50 At Vengeance, Cena retained his title in a triple threat match against Christian and Chris Jericho. Bischoff backed Jericho as his chosen challenger, but Cena retained his championship at SummerSlam 51 and defeated Jericho again in a You're Fired match on the August 22 episode of Raw. 52 Kurt Angle subsequently replaced Jericho as Bischoff's hand-picked contender. Over the next few months, Cena lost to Angle by disqualification at Unforgiven, pinned Shawn Michaels at Taboo Tuesday in a triple threat match involving Angle, and pinned Angle at Survivor Series. 53 54 55 During this feud, Cena added a submission finisher, the STFU, in preparation for a triple threat submission match against Angle and Chris Masters on the November 28 episode of Raw. 56. WWE Champion, 2006 to 2007. Cena facing off against Edge at a WWE house show in July 2006. Cena retained the WWE Championship in the Elimination Chamber at New Year's Revolution, but immediately lost it to Edge, who cashed in his Money in the Bank contract. 657 Cena regained the title at the Royal Rumble 57 and retained it against Triple H at WrestleMania 22, Cena's first WrestleMania headlining match. 58 Cena lost the title a few months later to Rob Van Dam at ECW One Night Stand due to Edge's interference, in a match where the crowd was notably hostile to Cena. 59 Edge later won the title from Van Dam on the July 3 episode of Raw, leading to a lengthy feud that ended with Cena defeating him in a tables, ladders, and chairs match at Unforgiven in September to reclaim the championship. 60 Cena returned with his version of the spinner title belt on the next night's Raw. 61. Cena was involved in a Champion of Champions match at Cyber Sunday against Big Show and King Booker. Kevin Federline interfered in the match, leading to the duo feuding. In the new year, Federline pinned Cena on the January 1, 2007 episode of Raw with an assist from Umaga. 62 Cena then defended his championship against Umaga twice at New Year's Revolution and in a last man standing match at the Royal Rumble. 63-64. The night afterwards on Raw, Cena teamed with Shawn Michaels to win the World Tag Team Championship from Rated RKO before defeating Michaels at WrestleMania 23 to retain the WWE title. 65 Michaels would turn on Cena the night after, costing the pair the tag titles in a battle royal. 66 In the summer Cena also defeated the Great Khali at Judgment Day by submission and at One Night Stand by pinfall. 67-68 And Bobby Lashley, King Booker, Mick Foley, and Randy Orton in a 5-pack challenge at Vengeance, Night of Champions, and against Lashley at the Great American Bash. 69-70 In subsequent defenses and began a feud with Randy Orton, against him retaining the title at SummerSlam and Unforgiven. On the October 1 episode of Raw, Cena suffered a legitimate torn pectoral muscle during a match against Mr. Kennedy and was sidelined indefinitely. He was stripped of the WWE Championship the following night. 71 Ending his 380-day reign. Cena underwent surgery for his injury at St. Vincent's Hospital in Birmingham, Alabama. 72. World Heavyweight Champion and further World Championship reigns, 2008 to 2010. At the 2008 Royal Rumble, Cena made a surprise return as the final participant of the Royal Rumble match, which he won by last eliminating Triple H. 73 Rather than wait for WrestleMania XXIV, he used his title shot against WWE Champion Randy Orton at No Way Out but won by disqualification, thus not capturing the title. 74-75 Despite this, Cena was later added to the WrestleMania XXIV title match, making it a triple threat, but was pinned by Orton. 76-77 Following WrestleMania, Cena would feud with JBL, defeating him at Judgment Day and One Night Stand, before losing to him in a New York City parking lot brawl at the Great American Bash. 78-79-80 In August, Cena and Batista briefly won the World Tag Team Championship for a week. 81-82 at SummerSlam, he suffered a legitimate neck injury. 83 in a loss to Batista, sidelining him until his return at Survivor Series following surgery. 84 where he defeated Chris Jericho to win his first World Heavyweight Championship, while retaining the title against Jericho at Armageddon. 85 and against JBL at the Royal Rumble, Cena lost the title to Edge at No Way Out in an Elimination Chamber match. 86-87 Cena regained the title at WrestleMania 25 in a triple threat match involving Big Show but lost it back to Edge at Backlash. He then defeated Big Show at Judgment Day and Extreme Rules. 88-89 and ended a brief feud with The Miz at the Bash. 90-91 Cena failed to win the WWE Championship at Night of Champions 92 and SummerSlam 93-94 but captured the title at Breaking Point by defeating WWE Champion Orton in an I Quit match. Cena would further trade the championship with Orton several times over the year, losing it to Orton a month later at Hell in a Cell, and regaining it at Bragging Rights. Cena would hold onto the championship for 2 months before losing it to Sheamus at TLC, Tables, Ladders and Chairs in a tables match. 95-96 In 2010, after being eliminated by a surprise returning Edge at the Royal Rumble, Cena regained the WWE Championship at Elimination Chamber but lost it moments later to Batista in an impromptu match. 97 Cena defeated Batista to regain the title at WrestleMania XXVI, and retained the title in subsequent matches at Extreme Rules and Over the Limit, ending their feud. 98-99-100 Cena as WWE Champion in 2010. Storyline with The Nexus, 2010 to 2011. See also, The Nexus. Cena being forced to read a public address by Wade Barrett while a member of The Nexus in November 2010. On the June 7th episode of Raw, during a match against CM Punk, Cena was attacked by all 8 former contestants of the first season of NXT, with Wade Barrett as their leader. 101 This group, later referring to itself as The Nexus, made Cena lose the WWE Championship to Sheamus at Fatal 4-Way on June 20th, as well as their steel cage match on July 18th at Money in the Bank. 102-103 Cena formed an alliance with Edge, Chris Jericho, John Morrison, R-Truth, Bret Hart, and former Nexus member Daniel Bryan to defeat the Nexus at SummerSlam on August 15. 104 At Night of Champions on September 19, Cena was eliminated by Barrett in a 6-pack challenge elimination match for the championship. 105 At Hell in a Cell on October 3, Cena faced Barrett with the stipulations that if he were to lose, he would join the Nexus, and if he were to win, the Nexus would disband. Cena lost to Barrett and reluctantly joined the Nexus. 106 On October 24, Cena and fellow Nexus member David Otunga defeated Rhodes and Drew McIntyre to win the WWE Tag Team Championship at Bragging Rights. Later that night, he was forced to help Barrett defeat Orton in a WWE Championship match. Barrett won by disqualification, but not the title. 107-108 The next night on Raw, Cena and Otunga lost the titles to fellow Nexus members Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel when Barrett ordered Otunga to lie down and lose the titles. 109 At Survivor Series on November 21, Cena officiated another WWE Championship match between Barrett and Orton. Per stipulation, if Barrett did not win the championship, Cena would be fired from the WWE. Cena was fired, kayfabe, after Orton retained against Barrett. 110 The next night on Raw, Cena gave a farewell speech before again costing Barrett the title by interfering in his rematch with Orton. 111 A week later, Cena invaded Raw, first as a spectator, but then attacked members of the Nexus, explaining he would still take them down one by one despite not being employed. 112 On the December 13th episode of Raw, Cena was rehired by Barrett in exchange that he would face him on December 19th at TLC, Tables, Ladders and Chairs in a chairs match, which Cena won. 113-114. Cena at WWE Tribute to the Troops in December 2010. On the January 17, 2011 episode of Raw, Cena faced CM Punk, who had assumed leadership of the Nexus and renamed the stable as the New Nexus, in a match which ended in a no contest after Cena was attacked by the debuting Mason Ryan, who later joined the New Nexus. 115 Cena competed in the Royal Rumble match on January 30, which saw Cena eliminate most of the members of the New Nexus, ending their feud. He was eliminated by WWE Champion The Miz, who was not part of the match. 116 Cena won the titular match at Elimination Chamber on February 20 to face The Miz at WrestleMania XXVII for the WWE Championship. 117. Feuds with The Rock and CM Punk, 2011 to 2013. Cena and The Rock agreed to face each other at WrestleMania XXVII in April 2011. The next night on Raw, Cena replied in rap form to comments made by The Rock the previous week, as he returned as the announced guest host of WrestleMania. That night, Cena and The Miz defeated Slater and Gabriel to become WWE Tag Team Champions, but their rematch clause was immediately invoked and they lost the titles after The Miz attacked Cena. 118 After weeks of insults, Cena and The Rock finally met on the March 28 episode of Raw, where, after a verbal confrontation and brief attack by The Miz and Alex Riley, Cena attacked The Rock with the Attitude Adjustment. 119 At WrestleMania on April 3, Cena and The Miz fought to a double count-out, but The Rock restarted the match and performed a rock bottom on Cena, allowing The Miz to retain the title. 120 The next night on Raw, Cena, in response to The Rock screwing him out of the title, agreed to face him in the main event of WrestleMania XXVII, marking the first WrestleMania match set up 1 year in advance. 121. At Extreme Rules on May 1, Cena defeated The Miz and Morrison in a triple threat steel cage match to become WWE Champion. 122 Cena retained the title against The Miz on May 22 at Over the Limit in an I Quit match. 123 and R-Truth on June 19 at Capital Punishment. 124 After CM Punk announced he was leaving the company due to his contract expiring after Money in the Bank on July 17, he defeated Cena for the WWE Championship, leaving with the title. 125-126 Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter awarded the match 5 stars, Cena's first and only 5-star match. 127 On July 25, after Rey Mysterio won the title in a tournament, Cena challenged and defeated him for the title later that night, only to be interrupted by Punk, who also claimed to be champion. 128 Cena lost to Punk at SummerSlam on August 14 in a championship unification match. 129 At Night of Champions on September 18, Cena defeated Alberto Del Rio for his 10th WWE Championship, but lost it back to Del Rio at Hell in a Cell on October 2 in a triple threat Hell in a Cell match also involving Punk. 131 Cena lost his rematch to Del Rio at Vengeance on October 23 in a last man standing match due to interference by the Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth. 132 After weeks of them attacking Cena and employees, Cena was allowed to choose his partner to face them on November 20 at Survivor Series. He chose The Rock as his partner, and they defeated Miz and Truth. After the match, The Rock gave Cena a rock bottom. 133-134. Cena and The Rock face off at WrestleMania XXVII in April 2012. Cena briefly feuded with Kane, who he fought to a double countout at Royal Rumble on January 29, 2012, and defeated in an ambulance match on February 19 at Elimination Chamber. 135, 136, 137. On March 19, Cena was involved in a three-car accident in Philadelphia, but suffered no severe injuries. 138 at WrestleMania XXVIII on April 1, Cena lost to The Rock in the main event after attempting to hit the People's Elbow on The Rock, who countered with the Rock Bottom for the pinfall. 139. Brock Lesnar faces off with Cena after his return in April 2012. The following night on Raw Super Show, Cena invited The Rock to the ring to congratulate him on his victory. However, his call was answered instead by the returning Brock Lesnar, who attacked Cena with an F5. 140. Raw and SmackDown General Manager John Laurinaitis revealed that he signed Lesnar to bring legitimacy to the WWE and for him to become its new face. 141. At Extreme Rules on April 29, Cena defeated Lesnar in an Extreme Rules match. 142. At Over the Limit on May 20, Big Show helped Laurinaitis defeat Cena, but he was fired at No Way Out on June 17 after Cena defeated Big Show in a steel cage match with both their jobs on the line. 143. 144. Cena won the WWE Championship Money in the Bank ladder match at Money in the Bank on July 15, earning a contract for a shot at the WWE Championship anytime within a year. 145. At Raw 1000 on July 23, Cena cashed in his contract on Punk and won by disqualification after Big Show interfered, becoming the first person to cash in a Money in the Bank contract and not win a title. 146. Cena failed to win the title from Punk in a triple threat match involving Big Show at SummerSlam on August 19, and fought him to a draw at Night of Champions on September 16. 147. 148. After being sidelined with a legitimate arm injury, Cena was pinned by Punk in a triple threat match involving Ryback at Survivor Series on November 18. 149. 150. He then feuded with Dolph Ziggler over an alleged relationship with AJ Lee and lost to Ziggler in a ladder match at TLC, Tables, Ladders and Chairs on December 16 for his World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank contract, after AJ turned on Cena. 151. Cena defeated Ziggler on the January 7 and 14 episodes of Raw despite interferences from AJ and Big E Langston, ending the feud. 152. 153. On January 27, 2013, Cena won his second Royal Rumble match, announcing that he would pursue the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 29. 154. 155. At Elimination Chamber on February 17, Cena, Ryback and Sheamus lost to The Shield, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. 156. On the February 25 episode of Raw, Cena defeated Punk to retain his number 1 contendership to the WWE Championship. 157. At WrestleMania on April 7, Cena defeated The Rock in their rematch to win his 11th WWE Championship. 158. Cena then began a rivalry with Ryback and suffered a legitimate Achilles tendon injury, but retained the title in a last man standing match, which ended in a no contest, at Extreme Rules on May 19 and a 3 Stages of Hell match on June 16 at Payback. 159. 160. 161. He defeated Mark Henry via submission to retain the title on July 14 at Money in the Bank. 162. At SummerSlam on August 18, Cena lost the WWE Championship to Daniel Bryan with Triple H as the special guest referee, ending his reign at 133 days. 163. The following night on Raw, Cena announced he would undergo surgery for a triceps tear and would be out for 4 to 6 months. 164. World Championship Pursuits and Reigns, 2013 to 2015. Cena returned at Hell in a Cell on October 27, defeating Del Rio to win his 3rd World Heavyweight Championship. 165. He retained the title against Del Rio on November 24 at Survivor Series. 166. Cena next challenged then WWE Champion Randy Orton to unify their respective championships, leading to a tables, ladders, and chairs title unification match at TLC, Tables, Ladders and Chairs on December 15, which Cena lost. 167 Cena failed to win the now unified WWE World Heavyweight Championship from Orton at Royal Rumble on January 26, 2014, and in the Elimination Chamber match at the titular event on February 23 after being distracted by the Wyatt family. 168-169. I know how John Cena feuds tend to work. He loses one match, then wins the next 2 or 3. Look at Rusev and Bray Wyatt as examples. These feuds don't really help talent. They're established, as definitively below Cena. This is a running theme in WWE booking. Kevin Owens is worse off than he would have been if he had never had the second and third matches with Cena. ProWrestling.net analyst Will Pruitt in July 2015. 170. Following the event, Bray Wyatt accepted Cena's challenge for a match at WrestleMania XXX on April 6 to prove that Cena's heroic act was a facade characteristic of this era of lies and turned Cena into a monster. 171-172 at WrestleMania, Cena defeated Wyatt despite interference from Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. 173 The feud continued based on the story that Wyatt was capturing Cena's fan base, exemplified by Wyatt leading a children's choir to the ring on the April 28 episode of Raw, where they later donned sheep masks. 174 At Extreme Rules on May 4, Wyatt defeated Cena in a steel cage match after repeated interference from the rest of the Wyatt family members and a demonic child. 175 At Payback on June 1, Cena defeated Wyatt in a last man standing match after burying him under multiple equipment cases, ending their feud. 176. At Money in the Bank on June 29, Cena won the ladder match for the vacant WWE World Heavyweight Championship. 177 He retained the title at Battleground on July 20 in a fatal four-way match against Orton, Kane, and Reigns. 178 At SummerSlam on August 17, Cena lost the title to Lesnar in a squash match after 16 suplexes and 2 F5s, ending his reign at 49 days. 179 In their rematch at Night of Champions on September 21, he failed to regain the title after Rollins attacked him, causing a disqualification. 180 At Hell in a Cell on October 26, Cena defeated Orton in a Hell in a Cell match to become the #1 contender for the championship. 181. The next night on Raw, Cena rejected the Authority's offer to join forces, resulting in a 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination tag match between Team Cena, Ziggler, Rowan, Big Show, and Ryback, and Team Authority, Rollins, Kane, Harper, Henry, and Rusev, at Survivor Series on November 23. 182 Big Show turned on Cena, causing his elimination, but Ziggler won the match for Team Cena with the interfering Sting's help. Per the stipulation, the Authority were stripped from power and only Cena could bring them back. 183 At TLC, Tables, Ladders and Chairs on December 14, Cena defeated Rollins in a tables match to retain his #1 contendership to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and face Lesnar for the title at Royal Rumble. 184 On the December 29 episode of Raw, Rollins and Big Show held guest host Edge hostage, forcing Cena to reinstate the Authority, who added Rollins to his title match and fired Ziggler, Ryback, and Rowan for joining Team Cena. He won their jobs back by defeating Rollins, Big Show, and Kane in a handicap match. 185 186 187 At Royal Rumble on January 25, 2015, Cena was unsuccessful in capturing the title. 188. Cena after defeating Rusev for the United States Championship at WrestleMania 31 in March 2015. United States Champion, 2015 to 2016. Cena then began feuding with United States Champion Rusev and failed to win the title at Fastlane on February 22, when he passed out from Rusev's submission, The accolade, after Rusev hit Cena with a low blow following a distraction by his manager Lana. 189 Cena challenged Rusev to a rematch, which was declined, and Stephanie McMahon decreed that Cena would not compete at WrestleMania 31 unless Rusev agreed to a rematch. 190 On the March 9th episode of Raw, Cena attacked Rusev, refusing to release the STF submission hold, causing Lana to grant Cena the match. 191 Cena defeated Rusev at WrestleMania on March 29 to win his fourth United States Championship, marking Rusev's first pinfall loss in the main roster. 192 He issued weekly open challenges for the title, culminating in successful defenses against the likes of Dean Ambrose. 193 Stardust. 194 Bad News Barrett. 195 Kane. 196 Sami Zayn. 197 Neville. 198 Zack Ryder. 199 and Cesaro. 200 He retained his title against Rusev in a Russian chain match on April 26 at Extreme Rules, and an I Quit match on May 17 at Payback, ending their feud. 201 202 The following night on Raw, Cena was attacked by then NXT champion Kevin Owens, setting up a champion versus champion match at Elimination Chamber on May 31, which Owens won. 203 204 Cena defeated Owens at Money in the Bank on June 14 and at Battleground on July 19 to retain the United States Championship and end their feud. 205 206 Cena resumed his feud with then WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins, with Rollins refusing Cena's challenges for the title. On the July 27 episode of Raw, the Authority forced him to defend the title against Rollins, successfully doing so despite suffering a legitimate broken nose. 207 At SummerSlam on August 23, Cena lost to Rollins in a winner-takes-all match for both the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and the United States Championship after guest host Jon Stewart attacked him with a steel chair, ending his reign at 147 days. 208 He won his fifth United States Championship from Rollins on September 20 at Night of Champions, a record in the WWE ownership era of the title, defeating him to retain the title the next night on Raw and in a steel cage match on October 3 at WWE Live from Madison Square Garden. 209 210 211 Cena also resumed his open challenges for the title, which he lost to the returning Alberto Del Rio at Hell in a Cell on October 25. 212 213 214 215 He underwent shoulder surgery on January 7, sidelining him for an undisclosed length of time. 216 Feud with AJ Styles, 2016 to 2017. Cena returned at WrestleMania 32 on April 3, 2016, helping The Rock fend off the Wyatt family. 217 Cena made his full return on the Memorial Day edition of Raw on May 30, 4 months earlier than had been expected for his type of injury. 218 He was confronted by AJ Styles, who betrayed Cena when he joined his former The Club teammates Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson in attacking him. 219 On June 19, at Money in the Bank, Cena lost to Styles after interference from Gallows and Anderson. 220 At Battleground on July 24, Cena, Enzo Amore and Big Cass defeated the Club in a six-man tag team match after Cena pinned Styles. 221 During the 2016 WWE Draft on July 19, Cena was drafted to the SmackDown brand. 222 At SummerSlam on August 21, Cena again lost to Styles. 223 With Styles later winning the renamed WWE World Championship, Cena challenged him and Dean Ambrose in a triple threat match for the title on October 9 at No Mercy, but lost after being pinned by Styles, which came after Ambrose and Cena simultaneously made Styles submit, therefore restarting the match. 224 225 Cena took a sabbatical from WWE to film American Grit Season 2. 226 On January 29, 2017, Cena defeated Styles at Royal Rumble to win the WWE Championship and tie Ric Flair for the most recognized world title reigns at 16. 227. He lost the title in an Elimination Chamber match at the titular event on February 12 to Bray Wyatt, and failed to regain it 2 nights later on SmackDown Live in a triple threat match also featuring Styles. 229. 230. Cena then began a feud with The Miz, with The Miz accusing Cena of being a hypocrite because of his movie commitments, while Cena accused The Miz of stealing other wrestlers' moves and personalities. The Miz's wife Maryse then slapped Cena before Cena and his girlfriend Nikki Bella sent The Miz and Maryse retreating. 231. 232. 233. Cena and Bella defeated them in a mixed tag team match at WrestleMania 33 on April 2, after which Cena proposed marriage to Bella, which she accepted. 234. Free agent, 2017 to 2019. Cena in March 2018. In July 2017, WWE dubbed Cena a free agent during the Superstar shakeup, meaning he could work for both the Raw and SmackDown brands. 235. Cena defeated Rusev in a flag match at Battleground on July 23, Baron Corbin at SummerSlam on August 20, and lost to Roman Reigns on September 24 at No Mercy. 236. 237. 238. Cena returned to SmackDown the next month after Commissioner Shane McMahon named him as the final member of Team SmackDown for the men's 5-on-5 elimination match against Team Raw at Survivor Series on November 19. Cena was eliminated by Kurt Angle and Team SmackDown was defeated. 239. Cena failed to win the Royal Rumble on January 28, 2018, an Elimination Chamber match to determine the number 1 contender for the Universal Championship on February 25 at the titular event, and a 6-pack challenge for the WWE Championship on March 11 at Fastlane. 240. 241. 242. On April 8, at WrestleMania 34, Cena was quickly defeated by The Undertaker. 243. He defeated Triple H on April 27 at the Greatest Royal Rumble, and teamed with Bobby Lashley to defeat Elias and Owens at Super Showdown on October 6. 244. 245. He was scheduled for a match at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia on November 2, but refused to work the event following the murder of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. 246. Cena returned to WWE television on the January 1, 2019 episode of SmackDown, where he and Becky Lynch defeated Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega in a mixed tag team match. 247. On the January 14 episode of Raw, Cena lost to Finn Balor in a fatal 4-way match also involving Drew McIntyre and Corbin to determine the number 1 contender for the Universal Championship at Royal Rumble. 248. Cena was scheduled to compete in the Royal Rumble on January 27, but was taken out due to an in-storyline ankle injury supposedly suffered during the match. 249. Part-time performer, 2019 to 2024. He appeared at WrestleMania 35 on April 7 in his Doctor of Thugonomics persona and interrupted Elias' concert, performing his finisher on Elias, calling it by its original name of the FU, after insulting him. 250. On the July 22 episode of Raw titled Raw Reunion, he engaged in a rap battle with the Usos. 251. Cena returned to WWE again on the February 28, 2020 episode of SmackDown, seemingly announcing his retirement before he was confronted by The Fiend Bray Wyatt, who challenged him to a match at WrestleMania 36, which Cena accepted. 252. On Night 2 of WrestleMania on April 5, rather than a traditional wrestling match, the two fought in a surreal cinematic-style match called a Firefly Funhouse match, showcasing moments from Cena's and Wyatt's history. Wyatt ultimately defeated Cena, after which his motionless body vanished from the middle of the ring. 253. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Cena was unable to appear at WrestleMania 37, marking the first time he missed a WrestleMania in nearly 20 years, as he had wrestled or appeared at the event every year since his first appearance in 2003. At the time, Cena was in Canada filming the HBO Max series Peacemaker and couldn't travel to Tampa, Florida for WrestleMania 37 without facing a 2-week quarantine, which would have shut down production on the series. 254 He made his return to WWE programming at Money in the Bank on July 18, 2021, confronting Roman Reigns after the latter retained his Universal Championship against Edge in the main event. 255 After initially being scheduled to face Finn Balor for the title, Cena hijacked a contract signing on the July 30 episode of SmackDown so he would challenge Reigns at SummerSlam on August 21. 256 257 where Cena failed to win the title. 258 Cena returned on the June 27, 2022 episode of Raw, which marked the 20th anniversary of his main roster in-ring debut. He cut a promo recalling all his memories and thanking the fans for their support, also making appearances backstage with the Street Profits, Ezekiel, Theory, Seth freakin' Rollins, and Omos. 259 On the December 30 episode of SmackDown, Cena and Kevin Owens defeated the Bloodlines Reigns and Sami Zayn. 260 On the March 6, 2023 episode of Raw, Cena accepted Theory's challenge for a United States Championship match at WrestleMania 39. 261 On night 1 of WrestleMania on April 1, Cena lost to Theory. 262 At Money in the Bank on July 1, Cena made a surprise appearance and was confronted by Grayson Waller after Cena stated that WrestleMania should come to the United Kingdom. Waller then attacked Cena, who retaliated by hitting the Attitude Adjustment on Waller. 263 Cena face-to-face with The Rock at WrestleMania XL in April 2024. At Payback on September 2, Cena served as the host and special guest referee for the match between LA Knight and The Miz. 264 On the September 15 episode of SmackDown, Cena was attacked on the Grayson Waller effect by Jimmy Uso and his bloodline partner Solo Sikoa, before AJ Styles saved Cena. 265 They were set to sign a contract for a tag team match at Fastlane on October 7, but Styles was left unable to compete after a backstage assault from the Bloodline. 266 Knight eventually signed a contract to join Cena in the match at Fastlane, which they won. 267 268 Cena made his first appearance on WWE NXT on October 10, being in Carmelo Hayes' corner during Hayes' match against Braun Breaker. 269 On the October 20 episode of SmackDown, Cena teased retirement before calling out anyone to face him, leading to Sikoa coming out and brawling with Cena, setting up a match between the two at Crown Jewel on November 4, which Cena lost after 9 Samoan spikes. 270 271 On night 2 of WrestleMania XL on April 7, 2024, Cena appeared during the main event between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns to aid Rhodes and take out both Sikoa and Reigns with the Attitude Adjustment. Afterwards, The Rock appeared and performed a rock bottom on Cena. 272 The next night on Raw, Cena competed in his first match on Raw since January 2019, where he teamed with Raw Tag Team Champions Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth, to defeat Judgment Day members Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Dominic Mysterio. 273 Retirement Tour, 2024, present. Cena at Royal Rumble in February 2025. Cena made a surprise appearance at Money in the Bank on July 6, 2024, to announce his retirement from in-ring action at the end of 2025. 274 At the Raw premiere on Netflix on January 6, 2025, he announced that he would compete at the Royal Rumble on February 1 in the eponymous match, where he was the last man eliminated by Uso. 275 276 Cena won the Elimination Chamber match at the namesake event on March 1 by last eliminating CM Punk, tying Triple H's record for the most Elimination Chamber victories at 4 and earning an undisputed WWE Championship match against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41. After the match, Cena viciously attacked Rhodes and aligned himself with The Rock and Travis Scott, turning heel for the first time since 2003. 277 In subsequent appearances, Cena criticized the fans for their treatment of him over the years, vowing to ruin wrestling and retire as champion. 278 279 280 In the main event of Night 2 of WrestleMania 41 on April 20th, Cena defeated Rhodes with help from Travis Scott to win the undisputed WWE Championship, becoming a record 17-time world champion. 8. Cena facing Randy Orton at Backlash. On the Raw after WrestleMania 41, Cena was attacked by Randy Orton, setting up a title match at Backlash on May 10, where Cena defeated Orton to retain the title after interference from R-Truth. 281 282 At the post-show press conference, Cena hit R-Truth with an attitude adjustment when the latter interrupted him. 283 Setting up a match between them at Saturday night's main event Their 6 on May 24, which Cena won after a low blow. He later interfered in the main event between USO and Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight Championship, which USO won with an assist from a returning Rhodes, setting up a tag team match between Cena and Paul against USO and Rhodes at Money in the Bank on June 7, which Cena and Paul lost after interference from R-Truth. 284 285 He lost to R-Truth via disqualification on the June 20 episode of SmackDown after hitting him with the title belt. 286 287 At Night of Champions on June 28, Cena defeated CM Punk to retain the title after interference from Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. 288 On the August 1 episode of SmackDown, Cena reverted to being a face after being beaten up by the 2025 King of the Ring tournament winner Cody Rhodes, who made Cena sign the contract for a street fight for the title at SummerSlam after Cena had tried to back out of the match. 289 290 On Night 2 of the event on August 3, Cena lost the title to Rhodes, and was subsequently confronted and attacked by a returning Brock Lesnar. 291 On August 31 at Clash in Paris, Cena defeated Logan Paul. 292 In Cena's final SmackDown appearance as an in-ring performer on September 5, he challenged Sami Zayn for the United States Championship. The match would end in a no contest after Lesnar appeared and attacked both of them. 293 Professional wrestling style and persona. In-ring style. Cena performing his finishing move, a fireman's carry slam known as the Attitude Adjustment, on Kane in January 2012. Cena's original gimmick, known as the Doctor of Thugonomics, portrayed a white rapper who wore jerseys, backwards hats, and a chain with a padlock around his neck. 13 First as the prototype, and later under his real name, Cena sometimes used underhanded tactics to score victories, occasionally using his chain as a weapon behind the referee's back. He often rapped before his matches, insulting his opponents, events that happened in the media and the crowd. 6 He also performed rap battles, where he and his opponent took turns rapping on each other. 294 In 2006, shortly after his debut film, The Marine, his wrestling character shifted from that of a rapper to a young military upstart, wearing dog tags and cargo shorts to the ring and also performing a salute to the crowd. Cena said in a 2011 interview with WWE.com that every night when I do that salute, it's also a sign of respect to the men and women that don the uniform of the armed forces. 295. During WWE's change from TV-14 to TV-PG in mid-2008, the name of Cena's finishing move, the Fu, was changed to the Attitude Adjustment, and his finishing submission move, the STFU, was renamed the STF to fit with WWE's new policies. 20 During his career, he has been known for ending his matches with a sequence of moves, dubbed the 5 Moves of Doom. The moves typically go in the following order: 2 flying shoulder blocks, protobomb, 5-knuckle shuffle, and attitude adjustment. 296. Cena has portrayed a heroic character throughout his WWE career, except for a villainous run from 2002 to 2013 and his recent heel turn at Elimination Chamber in 2025. 277. Despite the initial reception to his heel turn, the execution of his villainous character had negative reception. 297. 298. 299. Cena himself labeled his heel work as a failure. 300. His signature ring gear includes jean shorts, sneakers, wristbands, and armbands. 18. He also wears a variety of t-shirts and baseball caps, which commonly include one of his catchphrases, "Never give up, you can't see me," "Hustle," "Loyalty," "Respect," and "Respect." Earn it. 24. 301. 20. He has a history of returning from both real and scripted injuries much sooner than expected. ESPN reporter David Shoemaker said in April 2016, "Never underestimate Cena's recuperative abilities. He's somewhere on the recovery scale between German platelet-rich plasma therapy and Deadpool." 302. Fellow wrestler Big Show said he felt most stable being lifted by Cena, despite Cena being over 200 pounds lighter and almost a foot shorter, a testament to Cena's functional strength. 303. Fashion. Cena's t-shirt, left, next to the Miz's ring gear, right, in 2012. During his WWE career, Cena has used his attire in an attempt to reflect the most current fashions and styling within the hip-hop culture that his character represents. Cena started out wearing throwback jerseys and Reebok pumps until WWE produced specific Cena merchandise which he began wearing. 13. 301. While Cena was a member of the SmackDown brand, one of his WWE-produced t-shirts bore the suggestive spoonerism ruckfuls. Whenever it appeared on television, the image was censored, not by the network, but by WWE to sell more shirts under the premise that it was too hot for TV. 304. He also wore a chain with a large padlock, occasionally using it as a weapon. 305. Until WrestleMania 21, when it was replaced with a chromed and diamond-studded chain gang spinner medallion matching his spinner title belt. Around the time the Marine was released, Cena began wearing more military-related attire, including camouflage shorts, dog tags, a Marine soldier cap, and a WWE-produced shirt with the legend Chain Gang Assault Battalion. 306. Shortly after WrestleMania 23, when promotion for the Marine ended, the military attire diminished and was replaced with apparel bearing his new slogan "American Made Muscle" along with denim shorts, not seen since he was a member of the SmackDown roster. 307. He then wore shirts that promoted Cenation and his trademark line "You Can't See Me." 301. Legacy. Cena has been called the greatest professional wrestler of all time by his peers Kurt Angle, 308, John Bradshaw Layfield, and veteran industry personality Paul Heyman. 309. Timothy Bella of the New York Times described Cena as perhaps the last of the monocultural, crossover stars, following the likes of Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. 310. WWE Chairman Vince McMahon said he regarded Cena as the WWE's Babe Ruth. 311. Bleacher Report named Cena one of the 10 greatest WWE wrestlers of all time. 312. Shawn Michaels' 1-hour-long match on WWE Raw against Cena is touted as one of the best matches in history, and Michaels said that after a fortnight WWE tour in the United Kingdom, he did not want to do the match with anyone else other than him. 313. In 2012, WrestleMania XXVIII, headlined by the John Cena vs. The Rock main event, became the highest drawing event in WWE history with 1,217,000 buys. 314. The event held the record for the highest grossing live event in WWE history as of 2012, grossing $8.9 million. 315. 316 needs update. Acting career. Further information, John Cena filmography. Film. Cena with members of the United States Marine Corps at the premiere of his film The Marine in October 2006. WWE Studios, a division of WWE which produces and finances motion pictures, produced Cena's first movie The Marine, which was distributed theatrically by 20th Century Fox America beginning on October 13, 2006. In its first week, the film made approximately $7 million at the United States box office. 317 after 10 weeks in theaters, the film grossed $18.7 million. 317 once the film was released on DVD, it fared better, making $30 million in rentals in the first 12 weeks. 317. Cena filming on the set of 12 Rounds in March 2008. His second film, also produced by WWE Studios and distributed by 20th Century Fox, was 12 Rounds. 318 filming began on February 25, 2008, in New Orleans. 319 the film was released on March 27, 2009. 320. Cena co-starred in his third film produced by WWE Studios, titled Legendary, which was played in selected theaters beginning on September 10, 2010, for a limited time. 321 322 it was released on DVD on September 28. 323 that same year, Cena starred in the children's film Fred, the Movie, a film based on Lucas Cruikshank's YouTube videos of the same name, where he plays Fred's imaginary father. 324 the movie was first aired on Nickelodeon in September 2010. 325. In 2015, Cena made appearances in the comedy films Trainwreck, Sisters, and a cameo in Daddy's Home. 326 327 328 in 2017, Cena starred in the war drama The Wall. 329 and lent his voice for the animated film Surf's Up 2, Wave Mania and Ferdinand. 330 331 he also appeared in Daddy's Home 2, reprising his role in a larger capacity than the 2015 film. 332 in 2018, Cena starred in the comedy Blockers and had a leading role in the Transformers spin-off prequel, Bumblebee. 333 334 in 2019, he starred in Playing with Fire, playing the role of Smoke Jumper Superintendent Jake Carson. 335 in 2020, he voiced Yoshi, a polar bear, in the adventure comedy film Dolittle. 336. In 2019, Cena was cast in Justin Lin's F9, playing Jacob Toretto, the brother of Vin Diesel's character Dominic Toretto. 337 during the film's promotional tour in 2021, Cena referred to Taiwan as a country. He subsequently posted an apology on social media as China considers Taiwan a part of China. 338. Cena also was cast as Christopher Smith/Peacemaker in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, a role originally intended for Dave Bautista. 339 in 2023, he reprised his role as Jacob Toretto in Fast X, which premiered in theaters on May 19. 340 he was also the voice of Rocksteady in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, which was released on August 2. 341. Guest appearances. Before his WWE debut, Cena made an appearance on the webcast Go Sick as Brew Baker, an angry, cursing wrestler in 2001. 342. During his WWE career, Cena appeared on ABC's Jimmy Kimmel Live 3 times. He has also appeared on morning radio shows including the CBS and XM versions of Opie and Anthony as part of their walkover on October 10, 2006. 343 other appearances have included NBC's Late Night with Conan O'Brien. 344 Fuse's Celebrity Playlist. 343 Fox Sports Net's The Best Damn Sports Show. 343 Fox's MAD TV. 345